All of my watch people, all the enthusiasts, man, just come in real quick. This is gonna be really brief, man. Got a question to ask. I've never considered myself to be a professional collector. Just having fun, just enjoying myself. It just happened that I ran across a couple of different watch brands here and there. So I'm originally an Invicta collector, right? I started that in 2014. I've said this years ago when I first started this channel. But as of lately, I'm gonna show you guys something. You see here? This is an E-guard. This is what really started or catapulted my desire to have a micro brand. It's the box it comes in. I had Elon on the show before, and that's one of the videos down yonder. Is deep embedded. But, you know, just kind of picking his brain and seeing where his headspace was as an independent watchmaker, I was like, man, this is intriguing because we know about Rolex, we know about AP, we know about Patek Philippe, we know about Oris, Vacheron, Constantine. We know about all these different watches, man. And some people don't. Because I got a buddy that lives here in Indiana that never heard of Rolex. And I'm telling you, you may question that. He had no idea. And when I told him the price of a Rolex, he said, somebody pay that much for a watch? Trust me, as hard as that may sound for you, or like it may not be believable, hey, it is. It is what it is. And that, you know, the crazy thing, if you think about it, there's a lot of micro brands I had no idea that exist, but I do have a couple, you know, like for example, this right here, Cincinnati Watch Company. I actually changed the strap on this. Oh, I changed the bracelet. Yeah. Because it had this bracelet at first. So yeah, now I have these, right? I'm just seeing how this wears for now. Farrandswit, Spinnaker, Deep Blue. That's just a few. I have a number of micro brands in my collection right now. Laurier, and yeah, this, be patient. I promise you, the review for this is coming soon. But I have a question for you guys. For those of you guys that have purchased or have dove into the micro brand space, if you were to collect, or let's say for instance, I'm gonna make it even simpler than what was asked of me, because my man Vic asked me such a vicious question. And he asked me, he said, okay, seeing the way you collected Invicta, because I have multiple, I got so many Invicta over here, and I got them right here, and I have them in my back room. If I was to collect a micro brand the way I collected Invicta, what brand would that be? And I was floored by this question. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not gonna try to take too much of your time today. But the question I thought about, you know, I don't have a lot of experience with the micro brand field, but you know, I've been to Microlux, which I think is phenomenal. That's where I met Adam from Farrandswit. I've been to the Wind Up Show in Chicago. I've looked at a couple online. I've looked at so many different YouTubers that dropped. But then there are a number of YouTubers that they'll drop a micro brand, but then their primary focus is on the big store brands. You know, I mean, some people gravitate towards Seiko a lot. Some gravitate towards Rolex a lot, you know, the Submariner or the Chronograph. Some, the Hamiltons, you know. There's a number of the big store brands that they will gravitate to. But I'm going to ask you, simply put, if you can only collect for the next 2 years, if you, like, say for instance, you were going to buy 4 watches in the next 2 years, or 5, or some people even know, I don't know, 20. If you were to focus on one micro brand, what would it be? Please put it down in the comment. Just drop it. You know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. Because I know some people, you know, you come in, you watch, you may want to subscribe if you like it. But I told him after, I don't know how many painful minutes of thinking about that, I said Long Island watches. And my reason behind that was the variety. They have, and I'm not talking about the different brands that he carried, but the Long Island brand as a whole. I think it's a phenomenal watch. I've seen some. I've actually seen at the wind-up store. Like here, those watches, I love that colorway. If you can't tell, you see my background, I'm into color, I'm into different designs. So, but then I started thinking, I don't want to repeat my my Invicta collecting ways, because I was going crazy on Invicta, man. I was buying 5 watches here, 2 there, one, and next thing you know, I had over 100 watches. And you may think that's a lot, because I got close to 286 watches with Invicta. It's a lot, but I'm still the baby of the bunch, man, when it comes to collecting, because there's some people that have collected 600, 700. There was a guy, I think he passed away last year. He had over 2,000 Invicta pieces. So it's not far-fetched. It's easy to do. It's cheap, right? And they got phenomenal looks. It's not for everybody. We get that. But I didn't want to repeat that. So I had to, take that statement back. My answer. I take my answer back, Vic. I don't know. In Long Island, hands down, is a phenomenal watch. I put it in hand, I touched it, and I love it. But I also like Spinnaker, which I will be doing a review on this watch. I like Spinnaker. Would Spinnaker be the one that I'll collect multiple, or would it be the Dufrane? I mean, that hardness, sapphire crystal, is so much different than any other watch, and I stand on that. I like that Oris Kermit because it's green, but this one is more interesting. It just is. I don't care what the specs say, titanium and all this good stuff, but I just like this over that watch. And I don't consider Microbrands to be a replacement for your big store brands or your name brands. I think they're great. They're great to sit alongside of watches that you like. For example, it's no secret, I want a Panerai. I will eventually get one. Eventually. 50th birthday. That was my goal. But in the meantime, companies like this, Farrandswit, hands down, it could be them, because I like the seaplane. I like that Miami Vice style watch they had, which sold out within minutes. This is a nice watch. He does some great work. Cincinnati Watch Company. I love the fact that between these two, the Dufrane and Cincinnati, and then there's a number of other watch companies that give you your runtime. Like, so they give you specs and they tell you where your watch is running, you know what I'm saying, plus a minus 2. So which one? This is running plus 1 second per day. This is running plus 4 seconds per day. So I'm Gucci these watches, and they haven't stopped running since I've owned them. I wear them, I put them in rotation. So the question, let me see where we at on time. I didn't want to take a lot of time, but answer that question for me. And then please recommend some watches. Let me know, because I haven't encountered every Swiss-made timepiece from a microbrand or a Japanese mechanical movement or quartz. I haven't experienced all of them. But I tell you what, Swiss Watch Company is another one. It's phenomenal. I love the Swiss Watch Company. I've held it, I looked at it. The loom, crazy. They have some great options. I know they got some stuff coming out. I mean, y'all, I'll be here all night, because I do know a couple of them. I can't go nowhere without mentioning Phoebus. Jeez, I was about to end the video without mentioning Phoebus. Phoebus loom is ridiculous, man. And don't sleep on Phoebus, man. Don't sleep. And I know there was a commenter saying, hey, man, you late to the party. Listen, I was head over heels for Invicta, man, and I'm learning more and more. So y'all drop down there. If it was one brand that you can collect, what would it be? And I'm taking it easy on you for the next 2 years. After that, you can do whatever you want to, but like, it has to be a microbrand. Got to be a microbrand. I do want to look it up and see what it is. So, family, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed this weekend. Come back Sunday. I will be talking about watches that I'm taking on the cruise with me. And there's a company that's sending me a watch for review. Can't wait for that to happen, man. And that was going to be special. That one right there is going to be very special. So if you made it this far, man, you are a champion. You know what I'm saying? You are. That's right. You're great. All right? So, family, until the next lightning strike, Vic, you're evil for the questions, but whatever. I still love you, bro. Y'all be blessed.